Today is October 29th, 2025. The sky can't decide, sunny or stormy. That was my morning. Big dark clouds rolled in, rumbling softly in the distance. I should have stayed inside, but I couldn't resist. Something told me, "Amanda, go see the cherry blossoms." So, sneakers on, I stepped outside. The air felt electric, thick with the promise of rain. Birds were silent, probably watching me from their nests. But I was on a mission. The cherry blossoms glowed pink against the darkening sky. I walked toward them, feeling brave. The clouds grew darker, the rumbles louder. It was like the sky was warning me. But I kept going, ready for whatever came next. Me, Amanda, against the big, grumpy sky. It was about to be a showdown. I was ready, or so I thought. The wind picked up, swirling leaves at my feet. I could feel the storm building. Every step felt like a dare. I was determined to reach those blossoms. Nothing was going to stop me. Halfway to the cherry blossoms, the first raindrop hit, cold and sudden. Then, the sky unleashed a downpour. In seconds, I was drenched. My sneakers squished with every step. The wind whipped, leaves flying everywhere. I could barely see through the sheets of rain. It was chaos, nature's wild party. And I was the only guest. I started to run, heart pounding. Was it fear or excitement? Maybe both. The rain roared, drowning out every other sound. I felt tiny, but also alive. It was like a roller coaster, terrifying and thrilling. I was soaked, hair plastered to my face, but I couldn't stop smiling. There was freedom in surrendering to the storm. I let it happen, stopped fighting it. For a moment, I was part of the wildness. The world and I were both loud, messy, and soaked. It was a vibe, chaotic, wet, and unforgettable. I kept running, drawn forward by the promise of pink blossoms. The storm was fierce, but so was my determination. I laughed at the absurdity of it all. Sometimes you just have to let go and enjoy the ride. I was in the heart of the storm, and I loved it. Nothing else mattered but reaching those trees. Even through the rain I saw them, my cherry blossom trees. Their pink petals stood out against the stormy gray. I wait all year for this moment. Cherry blossoms are hope after winter, beauty that doesn't last. The wind whipped their branches, rain battered their flowers. I worried the storm would ruin them. Petals fell like pink snow covering the ground. The storm felt like a bully, picking on the most delicate things. I wanted to protect them, to tell the storm to stop. These trees mean more than just flowers. They're a reminder to cherish fleeting beauty. Seeing them struggle made me realize how precious they are. My discomfort didn't matter anymore. I had to be with them, even in the storm. The mission changed, not just to see the blossoms, but to stand with them. I hurried closer, determined to share their moment. The storm made their beauty even more striking. I felt connected to them, both of us weathering the chaos. Sometimes you have to stand by what you love, no matter the storm. I was there for the blossoms, and they were there for me. I reached the grove and ducked under the biggest cherry blossom tree. Its branches offered a little shelter, a leaky pink umbrella. Rain dripped through petals, softer now. I caught my breath, hand on the sturdy trunk. This tree had survived countless storms. Its branches bent, not broke, swaying with the wind. I looked up. Pink blossoms against a stormy sky, beauty and chaos, side by side. I felt both fear and awe. I noticed branches weighed down by rain, flowers nearly touching the muddy ground. Gently, I lifted them, tucking them back for support. Maybe it didn't help much, but it mattered to me. I wasn't just a bystander. I was part of the moment. The storm and I, the tree and I, all enduring together. I realized strength isn't about resisting the storm, but moving with it. The tree taught me that. I stood quietly, feeling the storm's power and the tree's resilience. For a moment I belonged there. The world outside was wild, but under the blossoms, I found peace. Sometimes shelter is just a feeling. I was safe, for now, with my pink, flowery friends. We faced the storm together. Suddenly, thunder crashed, loud and close. The ground shook. I jumped, heart racing. I squeezed my eyes shut, covering my ears. Thunder is unpredictable, powerful, and scary. I wanted to hide, to be anywhere but here. But then I looked at the tree, still standing, branches swaying. The tree wasn't afraid. It just existed, accepting the storm. Another thunderclap. This time I kept my eyes open. The blossoms shivered but held on. I took a deep breath, letting the storm wash over me. I decided to be like the tree, steady, unafraid. The next boom, I listened instead of flinching. The sound was raw power, but I was safe beneath the blossoms. I felt the vibration in my chest, but also a strange calm. The storm was part of life, and so was I. I realized I could face my fears, just like the tree. The thunder didn't control me. I stood tall, letting the storm pass through. Sometimes courage is just staying put. I was braver than I thought. The storm raged, but I was still standing. Under the pink blossoms, I found my strength. Suddenly the rain eased, thunder fading into the distance. Blue sky peeked through, sunlight breaking free. A golden ray landed on the cherry blossoms. Everything sparkled. Petals, grass, the world itself. The blossoms glistened with raindrops like tiny diamonds. Fallen petals made a pink carpet, not sad, just part of the story. I stepped out, sun warming my skin. I was soaked, but I felt pure joy. The storm made this beauty possible. Sometimes, you need the rain to see the rainbow. This was my rainbow, pink, bright, and hard-won. I learned that the best moments often follow the hardest storms. You just have to wait for the sun. I stood there, inspired and ready for anything. If I could face a thunderstorm and find beauty, what else could I do? The world felt full of possibilities. Storms may be loud and messy, but they clear the way for sunshine. I walked home, wet but smiling. I was happy, changed, and ready for my next adventure. Sometimes the storm is just the beginning.